Greetings, Slackers. It's Father's Day, June 19th, 2016. And this is another article I wanted to share because it follows up and relates to the previous one that I just did about Tinder banning, underage users. And this is over on clapway.com. Teens choose Craigslist over Tinder for sex by Stephen Nails. Goes on to state here. Teens may be experiencing a few growing pains over the new teen ban Tinder has announced. The popular dating app with more than 50 million users and 26 million matches per day is banning most teens. This could put a strain on their user numbers, but Craigslist may pick up the teen slack. Is Tinder putting teens at risk for underage sex? The app is generally known as a dating app, but many users say they use it for casual sex. This could be the reason for the Tinder policy switch. Craigslist is relatively teen friendly. Sure, there is an under 18 warning, but what teenager heeds warnings or rules? Tinder teens ban. The announcement from Tinder detailing their policy switch might get teens off their backs. The dating and loosely known sex app is now banning all users under the age of 18. Their old policy allowed a minimum age of 13, and those users could only chat with other teens. Tinder Vice President of Communication Rosette Panakian, and that's different from the way they spelled it in the last article, said that it was the right thing to do for the app. Tinder may have made the decision to ban teens due to safety concerns over adults and teens mixing it up. However, they are not the only place teens can turn to for sex. Will Craigslist be next for teen sex? And here's where you guys out there who are, using Craigslist and so forth to meet people or whatever, keep this in mind and start paying attention and especially ask questions about people's age. Continuing, the federal law, COPPA, which deals with this sort of thing, only puts internet companies into question if their users are under age of 14. Tinder found a loophole. But what about Craigslist? Teens of any age can Google Craigslist, click the casual encounter section of their city, and there is only a simple, non-threatening warning. Then teens can click to their sexual preference without hesitation. Craigslist has had problems with this in the past, but Craigslist still exists. It's free and teens can easily use it. Yeah, they can still use it and it's free. One of the downsides, right? Continuing, underage sex in the internet. Most parents would like to believe that their kids are using the internet for homework, research, or learning new wonderful things about the world. Sadly, this is not the case. Teens use the internet for a lot of things, and sex or sexual content is one of the most popular. The government has gone after Craigslist for the promotion of sex trafficking and prostitution that blatantly happens on the site. Yet Craigslist scapegoats the issue, hiding under their easily dodged 18 or older disclaimer. Teens who use Tinder to hook up will be banned, and they will find another app or website to get sex. Tinder took the responsible route, however, the failure to keep underage sex to high school dances may prove challenging. Yeah, no website right now wants to be responsible for underage users, especially right now with all the finger pointing about responsibility, who takes responsibility. I mean, what do you think about that? Should websites be responsible for screening their members and making sure that number one, they're of age, and that number two, they are who they say they are? With me, I kind of err on the side of if you're a user on these websites, you go in full well knowing and understanding that there's a possibility that people may lie about such things. And so, as part of your due diligence, you're going to ask questions. You're going to ask to see an ID. You're going to meet them in an open place. You're going to pay attention to the dialogue and especially their interests. What are they into? Young kids are into things that are different from people who are older and maybe have a work life and have created a lifestyle. So these are things that you want to learn and pay attention to and be on guard because as you can see, Tinder is banning them, and I'm pretty sure other websites that don't have an age restriction in place soon will be doing so as well. Craigslist, on the other hand, being free, which is one of the great things about it, I could kind of see this jeopardizing that in the future because they'll have more pressure put on them to try to prevent and minimize these occurrences of underage people using the website, even though they don't have control over that. And this could lead to, as I've indicated in think it was an article back a while ago. Some of these websites want to put in place a screening service or something like that. So this could lead to a clampdown on the internet. But share your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. The link to this will be down in the description box. And as always, I'll catch you in the next article.